We are starting things off by talking about hurricane season as well. We've got our first area of interest this year. It's a small chance of development, but something to keep an eye on over the next week here. This is the same low pressure system that's bringing absolutely torrential and dangerously flooding rains to parts of southern Florida, especially southwest Florida, the Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral area. 10 to 15 inches. Last I checked some of the forecasts down there. Incredible. And again, very, very dangerous situation that they're dealing with right there. That low will eventually transition across the panhandle into the Atlantic Ocean here, somewhere off the Carolina coast. That's the area that we will be keeping an eye on here over the next week. As we turn two things closer to home, the Red Sox playing against the Phillies up in Fenway tonight. Temperatures in the mid-60s around first pitch and really not falling all too much later into the game. We'll see sun and clouds out there, so dry weather, but could be a little bit on the cool side, especially towards the end of the game. Things are going to be warming up here. We have two warming trends. First one comes this week through Friday, and the next one, and the more significant one, will be next week. But first and foremost here, we are looking at a bit of a brighter day tomorrow. Sunshine and a few clouds. Could also see a pop-up shower. Slightly better chance we see that today. And why is that? Because we're looking at a brighter day tomorrow. We had a lot of cloud cover out there today, and that really inhibited any convection that could spawn that pop-up daytime shower. So we will watch for that, about a 20% chance. Thursday, I have a 0% chance for rain. We're looking at a drier day here. Any of that instability a bit more offshore at this point. And we're getting that warm southwest flow here coming on in here. So it's going to start to feel a little bit muggier. Good beach day on Thursday. That's my pick of the midweek beach days here. Now, as we head into Friday, you're going to have to turn your attention to the sky in the afternoon. There will be a cold front bringing showers and thunderstorms. It's going to be very hot inland. I think we'll see some 90s inland. Likely not going to get there here, Providence on southward on Friday, but we'll have a better chance coming up next week. Here's your humidity forecast. And again, it starts to feel muggier Wednesday into Thursday. Really, Thursday into Friday will feel quite oppressive at times, but look at the downfall that we have. Very, very comfortable conditions this weekend. Warm, sunny, low humidity, really A-plus stuff here for Father's Day weekend, both Saturday and Sunday, so great news there. Then we're going to get that secondary bump in the jet stream here, and this is really going to allow for a pretty big heat wave for much of the eastern corridor here, especially getting into the Ohio Valley and Great Lakes. But we'll likely see heat waves, especially inland here on Tuesday, Wednesday, and into Thursday of next week. And that's going to give us our first chance for 90 degrees here in Providence. Let's talk a little bit about 90-degree weather. Last year was sort of a big outlier, as we did not get our first 90-degree day until September 7th. It was a rather, I don't want to say it was a cool summer, because it certainly averaged out to be warmer, but we just didn't have a lot of extreme heat last year. Dating back to our records, our average first 90-degree day is June 11th. Yeah, that happens to be today. So this is not all that out of the ordinary that it will be coming, within 7 days on either side of that date. But again, last year was an outlier. I think this year looks to be a little bit more maybe back to the averages that we had. And just for those of you who may be thinking, well, I wonder when the last time we had a 100-degree day. There are some models that have been spitting out some triple-digit heat, especially areas inland next week. We have not hit a 100-degree day here in Providence since July 28th of 2020. I don't think we're going to change that anytime soon. But again, good bet that we get our 90-degree day by Tuesday at the earliest next week. So we will be watching for that. Great weekend coming up, guys. And then, of course, we're watching that cold front on Friday that could bring some showers and storms. No indications that there will be anything other than just some regular old boomers. But we will keep an eye on that potential threat as we get a little bit closer.
I'm so happy to see the weekend forecast is holding together as advertised yesterday. So much on the line.
Yeah, I don't see it changing. I'm willing to go and say that. There's really not too much, this isn't a tricky forecast. It's just, maybe the cold front gets in a few hours earlier, maybe it gets out a few hours later. So at the very worst, you'd be talking about maybe a few extra clouds on Saturday morning. But other than that, I think we're looking really good.
Clouds we can handle.
Clouds we can handle, yes.
Overall, are you thinking maybe a 95 for the weekend if we were to give it a grade?
I thought you were talking about the high temperature for that point. That might maybe next week. Yeah, I think we could arrange that.
We'll
certainly.
check back in with John and see what he says on Monday.
Well, it's a team effort here. We all have to agree.
When you're going 0 to 100, I feel like you really got to pinpoint it a little bit more when you go by the letter grades. So it's tough grading.